Hey, this is MassX with a brand new One Punch Man the Strongest, and either the day has come or it's about to come where the United States servers will not be accessible. So, what are we going to do? Well, everything else is remaining open, and your account is still going to be available. You just can't log into the game using an IP address from the United States. So that's incredibly simple. If you use a VPN, you're going to be able to get into it. If you're free to play, it's not going to be a big deal to you because you're not purchasing anything anyway. So that makes life simple if you still want to play the game. Now, for your light spenders and for people that spend a lot more than light spenders, you would have to go, at least at this time, to another jurisdiction, i.e. something like Canada, create a Google Play account there, get it verified, and you're off to the races. And it's actually pretty simple. I'm not going to sit here and go through all the different ways to be able to create a Google Play account. You just need your VPN active, create a new email for it, like somethingcanada@gmail.com, and it's really easy. And for payment methods, PayPal is really probably the simplest to set up when you're doing something like this. It's really easy. I have one. I have Canada, Japan, you name it. I've already got accounts already set up. It's not difficult at all. The key is going to be a VPN. There's lots of free VPNs out there. I'm not going to sit here and promote and give you ones to use. You can search. It's pretty simple. Or you may already have one in a package if you have some sort of security package. The key is going to be you're just going to have to play with it set for something outside the US. And of course, if you're in the United States, the easiest for connectability and for speed is always going to be Canada. From all my testing since January, since this originated, no issues at all. So it is not going to be a problem. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. What's next? Well, we don't know, but there's a couple different ways this is going to go. One is this doesn't get fixed and they leave this open and you do what we just talked about. I don't think that is probably going to be what happens. And I'll tell you why. If you go to the Google Play Store, you're going to notice, if it hasn't been taken down yet, that prior to the 5th, Moonton had already moved all the proprietary games to another company for publishing purposes because they would be prevented to. So the games, what I mean by that is the ones that they owned and developed, okay? Like your Mobile Legends games, and then they had another one too. The name's escaping me. And the only one that was left was One Punch Man the Strongest. And why was that? Well, that is because they didn't make that game. They didn't develop that game. They do not own that game. They are under a publishing contract for that game. So what does that mean? Well, they had to get released from the publishing contract, and the developer would have had to go out and find somebody else. Clearly, the developer didn't want to, for whatever reason. And that's the million-dollar question. How much longer is this current publishing contract good for? If it's only a few months, it would make sense that they wouldn't bother. They would see how this plays out, and if nothing changes, then they would choose to either EOS the game across the board or move it to another publisher if there was someone interested. The problem is this game doesn't generate a ton of money. So that's a big problem. I don't know who is going to want to take this on for little gain. And that to me is the biggest question mark out there right now. Now there's been some discussion about setting up payments on the website like they do for the C server. That could be an option for the developer to leave the game available in all jurisdictions that it can, as well as have the APK available like they do overseas, as well as having a means to purchase on their website, which is a win-win in some ways. Yes, they get to keep all the money, but the problem is they don't have a platform as large as the Apple App Store or the Google Play App Store to really push the product out. So you may make more money from sales, but you may not be able to get the downloads and the interest that's going to offset what is occurring. And in the end, you may actually make less money because of that, because you don't have a means to distribute effectively. So that's the problem I see right now, and I can't get a straight answer. They won't tell me when the contract's up. I will tell you this: it is soon. The question is, how soon? It got slipped that it was soon, but that's all we got. So that is probably the biggest problem we have right now, is what do we do? So right now, I'm personally choosing to play through April, see where things go. I'm going to go on a month-to-month basis. If the player base dies off too much, if I'm just not having fun anymore, if more signs show that this is going to end up going EOS down the road, then yeah, I'm just going to call it a day and move on. Hopefully we'll get a better picture once this all happens, because if nothing changes, if this doesn't get extended out, then the hand's forced. So now the developers are going to have to make some choices on how it's going to move forward, if they want to keep this game available in these other jurisdictions outside of China and C. So yeah, it's really going to fall on their shoulders in the end. They don't have to do much work to be able to collect money on this game. Yes, it's not making money hands over fist, but it's literally free money. As long as it covers the server costs and they make a profit, they'll probably keep it open and figure out any way possible to be able to squeeze as much profit out as they can. Like I said, with either instituting payments direct through the website or something else, maybe finding a smaller publisher, someone that's not going to look to take as much of a cut, or knowing that there isn't going to be a lot of work involved. All questions that we have. So at this point, get your VPNs ready if you're planning on continuing to play, if you are located in the United States. If you want to purchase, then you are going to have to create an account in another jurisdiction, most likely Canada. If you're in the United States, it is by far the easiest comparatively to set up on the fly. But as long as you got the VPN, you're fine. You're not going to really notice any differences at all, honestly. So let me know what your choice is, what you plan on doing. I know for me, like I said, I'm going to play through April and reevaluate. And every month is just going to be a new reevaluation, mattering on what information comes out during that month. Hopefully we will get a big picture outlook once this is in effect, and once everything settles down, what these developers are going to choose to do. So with that, as always, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. Have a great day.